Let's talk about the Suruç massacre, a tragedy that still leaves far more questions than answers. On July 20th, 2015, the small city of Suruç, right on Turkey's border with Syria, was shattered by an ISIS suicide bombing. 33 people died, scores more were wounded. Most of them were young activists, gathering to help rebuild the Syrian town of Kobani after it was devastated by ISIS. But what if I told you this wasn't just a story about one man detonating a bomb? See, 5 years before this attack, something odd happened behind the scenes. The Erdogan government launched a sweeping shakeup, gutting the National Police Department's intelligence in Suruç. 85 out of 115 intelligence officers were removed, replaced with unqualified staff. Some were moved to jobs that had nothing to do with security. A top intelligence chief was sent to the meteorological service, another to a cultural center, and one even ended up working as a night guard on a highway. Why? Critics say this wasn't random. It sent a message: investigate jihadists, and your career is over. And if that wasn't suspicious enough, there's more. The suicide bomber, Abdurrahman Alagaz, was on a police watch list. His own father reported him missing months before the attack, specifically out of concern for terrorist involvement. That warning was passed on, but no action was taken. Fast forward to the aftermath and the trial that followed. Only one person, Yaqub Sahin, ever saw a conviction. Despite demands from families and lawyers, he never even appeared in court. He testified over video call. Repeated requests for him to face cross-examination in person? Denied. The government refused to share surveillance footage. Even more frustrating, the real mastermind, Ilhami Bali, is still at large, living openly in Turkish-controlled territory in Syria. Turkish intelligence knows his location, but nothing's been done. And here's the kicker. There's evidence that the Turkish National Intelligence Organization, MIT, knew about the attack before it happened. They'd been warned by families, watched as ISIS cells moved freely, and ignored alerts about planned violence. This isn't the only time it's happened. In 2024, Turkish intel was aware of ISIS operatives plotting to hit places of worship, but didn't warn police. A pattern of silence, even when foreign governments like France directly warned Turkish authorities about imminent ISIS threats. Despite all this, the Erdogan government downplayed the risks and chose instead to purge law enforcement, especially anyone investigating jihadist groups. It's a playbook that dates back to 2013, when corruption probes first threatened Erdogan's inner circle. The result? Thousands of police and prosecutors removed, and ISIS cells allowed room to grow. Even today, fugitive suspects like Bali and others are still being tried in absentia. Meanwhile, new ISIS plots and arrests keep popping up across Turkey. Attacks, like the one at the Santa Maria Church in Istanbul, show that the threat is far from over. So, while one man sits in prison for the Suruç attack, the bigger story is one of warnings ignored, intelligence sidelined, and justice left unserved. The families of the victims are still asking, who really let this happen? Thanks for watching. If you want to see more deep dives on stories that matter, hit subscribe and stick around.